The old lady just wanted to get a nice portrait taken before she died, but the photographer said something surprising.
50년은 더 젊어 보이게 해드릴게요.
She thought he was just joking, but as soon as the shutter clicked, something magical happened. When she left the studio, she suddenly sprinted to catch the bus, and her face had miraculously turned back to when she was 20. That's when she realized some young punks were hitting on her. Suddenly, she saw a young woman's reflection in the guy's sunglasses. She leaned in for a closer look, and realized she really had turned back into her 20-year-old self, so she rushed to a nearby window to double-check. The sharp pain she felt proved it wasn't a dream. Trying to figure out what happened, this 70-year-old lady named Wenji hurried back to the photo studio. But in just a few minutes, the place had turned into a small restaurant. Wenji had no idea how to handle her new young body, and had no clue how to explain it to her family, so she spent the night at a public bathhouse. The next morning, she was shocked to find that her chronic shoulder pain was completely gone. As she was about to leave the bathhouse, she saw a hunched old lady. The sight tugged at her heartstrings. Maybe the universe decided she'd suffered enough, and gave her a second chance at life. 50 years ago, she watched her husband leave to study abroad while she was pregnant. But after her child was born, she got the devastating news that her husband had died in an accident. To raise her son, Wenji worked non-stop. And even with so little money, she still managed to make her son a respected college professor. But despite all her sacrifices, her son gathered the family that night to discuss putting Wenji in a nursing home. Wenji overheard every word. She hid at the bus stop, wiping away her tears, feeling abandoned by her family. She had decided to get her portrait taken and prepare for the end, but that portrait ended up changing her life. Wenji made up her mind to cherish this new life and finally live for herself. She withdrew all her savings from the bank, got her favorite haircut, traded her old lady clothes for a bunch of expensive, stylish outfits, and moved in as a stranger at Grandpa Park's house, just to be somewhere familiar. Her favorite spot was still the Senior Center Cafe. When she saw her old rival showing off on stage, Wenji decided to steal the show. She stepped up to the mic and started to sing. Her fresh, youthful looks and pure sweet voice made her renditions of classic songs sound especially touching. The whole crowd of seniors was mesmerized, and Wenji's voice caught the attention of two young men. One was her grandson, who was starting a band. The other was a talent scout. As Wenji finished her song, the room filled with thunderous applause. But then she spotted her grandson at the door. Afraid he'd recognize her, Wenji quickly slipped away. That night, just as Wenji and Grandpa Park were watching TV, her grandson showed up and nervously asked Wenji out to dinner.